everybody, and welcome back to the universe. Woohoo! I hit 2,000 subscribers! So weird, when I hit 1,000, I was like, wow, that was a long time coming. And then when I hit 2,000, it was a shorter time coming, but it's came and it's, wow. Thank you for subscribing to my channel and being a subscriber. I don't know why you do, but I'm very, very eternally thankful. So today I decided to do a 2,000 subscriber, yay, celebrate 10 facts about me. I don't know how interested you are in my life, but I'm gonna share because that's what I want to do. I think part of life and living in this world, part of it is celebrating milestones. So whether it be small or big, we celebrate them. That's what I want to do. So I'm gonna do my makeup. I'll just list my products. I'm not gonna talk about my products. It'll be like a get ready with me, but I'm gonna be talking and telling you 10 facts about me. Let's go. Oh, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe already, and then you can be part of my 2K plus subscriber family. Okay, I was thinking about the 10 facts to share. I think I share a lot of random stuff. So I was like, okay, I should be a little bit more intentional about what I share in my 10 facts. It's not gonna be like my favorite color or my favorite food. I'm sure I'll say that someday, but these are things that I have to like actually think about to talk about. So I actually wrote them down, you know, so I'm not sitting and thinking. It's gonna be not deeper per se, but just more personal. So the first, I have to look here because I wrote it down here. The first one is my major in college. And I thought by sharing my major in college, I'll also be telling you, close to what my age is or is not. So I graduated from college in 2018. I'm in my mid-20s and I majored in public policy. It's kind of funny because when I was in high school, I was like, I'm a science girl. I love science. I love STEM. I love math. I'm so good. I did geometry. I went to college thinking that I was going to be a doctor. And boy, did that change ever so quickly. I dropped out of pre-med probably within the first year, and then I switched to public policy, and I loved that major because, first of all, I didn't know this until very late, but I'm a humanities person. I'm not STEM. My mind isn't even wired that way. I don't know what in the world I thought. My major in college was public policy. I minored in visual media studies and global health. And actually in college, that's where I learned how to even use Final Cut Pro. And so in college, I made a lot of vlogs and stuff like that, which they're still on my channel. I'm not a professional by any, I didn't major, I'm not a film major. It was literally a visual media studies minor, which is like a fancy way of just saying I took some media courses. That's my first fact. Wow, it's very hard to talk about yourself and do your makeup. This is my first time doing it, so it's like, wow. My second fact is that I am in a relationship. It is my first and only, quite possibly my last, hopefully, potentially my last, and it's a pretty serious one. I've been with my mans for 5.5 years. I talk about him a lot. Well, I don't talk about him, but his name is Andy, but I refer to him as Andito. Andito! Andito! I don't know why. I just did it one day and then it caught on, and that's what his name on my phone too. And I call subscribers subscribos. I don't know, I just add a lot of O's to stuff. But anyways, he's Korean and he's 4 years older than me, and we met when I was in college and he was not in college. He is a 4th year medical school student, so he's in his residency application process. He's very, very different from me. I'm 99% extroverted. I know there's some people on the interweb that are super good on camera and super talkative, but then in person, they're super introverted and they're very quiet, but not me. I'm what you get, what you see. I'm 98% extroverted. If I'm alone for 2 hours, that's enough, and then I start going crazy. But Andy is very, very introverted. He's very quiet. He's very studious. He's very meticulous in everything that he does. He's very detail oriented. So we're kind of polar opposites in some ways, but we share similar values. He thinks I'm super funny, so we're going strong. I feel like I can provide relationship advice, only one perspective, because I've only been in one. It's been pretty good, but I've only been in one. Third fact about me is the fact that I'm a PK. I don't know if people know what that means. Basically, it means pastor's kid. So my dad, by profession and vocation and the calling of the Lord, He's a pastor of a Korean church here in North Carolina now. And so I grew up as a pastor's kid, because when your dad is a pastor, the child is the pastor's kid. Being a pastor's kid is actually like an identity. I don't know if it's for everyone, but it is for me because it comes with a lot of stuff. Obviously, one is being raised and growing up in a Christian household, a Korean Christian household, which is still culturally very different, I think, from an American Christian household. I heavily, not every PK identifies with that, but I heavily identify with being a pastor's kid. And that comes with being raised in a lower income environment, taking on responsibilities that you didn't want to take on, especially like when it comes to church. You have to, go to church early, you have to go to the early morning prayer, you have to be at all the services, you have to be nice to everybody. What else do I need? Oh, and my parents never forced their faith onto me. That's kind of just like generally what I grew up with, and I'm a woman of faith myself now, and I take ownership of it. But obviously I've been really influenced by growing up in that type of environment, like anybody would be in whatever environment they grow up with. Really identify with being a PK, but also that's where a lot of my flaws, some of the weaknesses that I have come from the fact that I'm a PK. Going into my fourth fact, I'm very much so a people pleaser. So this is fact 4, yeah. I am kind of built to just say yes to everyone and everything all the time. And I have a very hard time saying no and keeping boundaries just because I want everybody to like me all the time. And I don't want people to think negatively about me. So I'm always like, oh yeah, I can do it. And it's not like my heart is always in it, but I'll do it because somebody asked me to do it. So, and that's, I think, something that came from that identity of being a PK, like not being able to say no, doing things for people that you don't really gotta be doing that, but I'm almost doing it so that I can maintain their like for me, if that makes sense. Ooh, dude, this is low-key deep. Also, like, this is not a fact, but I'm not a deep person. I'm not thinking all these things all the time. I had to literally write them down, but I'm not that deep, so please don't think I'm deep. Fifth fact is that I'm not a risk taker. When there's a fire and there's a sign that says, do not touch, it's hot, it's a freaking fire, you'll burn if you touch it, I won't touch it. Why will I touch it when there's a sign that says it's a fire? I would never, ever. I won't even go close to it. But some of my friends who are more risk takers and almost rebellious, they'll see the sign and they'll be like, hey, but you don't know until you've touched it. And then their arm will burn off and then they'll be like, yeah, it's fire, it's hot. I'll be like, yeah, I told you that for free. There's definitely been conflict because of that, because I'm like, there's a freaking sign, don't touch it. But they're like, you won't know until you've touched it. And I'm like, okay. And then sometimes the fire is actually something that they can endure, but I can't endure any fire. I'm not a risk taker. I will always do what's safe and like what I think is best. But what's best for people is not always what I think is best for them. I think that was my fifth fact. My sixth fact is I have a younger brother and I love him. I love my brother. We're very, very close. Well, I know he thinks we're close too, but he's 3 years younger than me and he's in college. He's finishing up his senior year at the same college that I went to. So we got to go to college for 1 year together and it was the most lit year of my life. He's like, how do I explain this? We're close in age, but there's still a sizable age gap of 3 years. There are a lot of things that we do and talk about together, but then I still feel very protective over him. We're very similar. He's kind of like a better guy version of me. I think he's better looking. He's much nicer, he's less judgmental, and he's more smarter, and he wakes up at like 4:30 every day. Get on that like grind life. That's not really similar. You won't be catching me up at 4:30 ever. When he's like in a mood, he's in a like motivation mood, which is one he's in right now. We are very, very close. I don't think we're typical. I think we're closer than typical, and we're not like BFFs, but we're quite close, and I love him, and I think he's so cute. So I feel like that's a fact about me, is that I have a brother and I'm very first child. I'm a PK and I have like first child syndrome. And then put those together, that's me. I've never used this blush on camera. I know that. Oh, She's Different by Patrick Ta. Love it. The seventh fact is that I only got like really into makeup my sophomore year of college. I was not looking cute in high school. I was not. But then sophomore year in college, I went to Cambodia. It wasn't a missions trip. It was really like a service trip through my school. I was teaching at a international school, and after 3 p.m., that's like when our workday is over, I would just go back to my room to rest because it's so hot and I just need to chill out. And what I would do is just watch a bunch of makeup videos, and I started building a list of what I would buy once I came back to the Americas. And then I just deep dived into it. It grew over the years, but I'm definitely like a late bloomer compared to some people I know. These days, they're like high schoolers that are perfect at their makeup. And it's just incredible because I don't even know what I was doing in high school. Fact number 8 is that emotionally, I'm very slow. I'm an external processor, so I have to be talking about what I'm feeling or else I didn't even know I was feeling it. My natural emotional state is right here. If this is neutral, I'm always here. I'm almost always happy. So to dip anything below happy is almost detrimental to me because I'm like, oh, I'm not happy, I must be sad, what's going on? But oh my god, I just broke this. What was I saying? Sorry, I decided just to do my eyebrows and come back. So emotionally, so when I dip, I'm very shocked. If I'm sad or anxious, I don't know that until somebody else points it out. I'm sad on this day and then 1 week later I'll be like, I was sad on that day. So I'm very emotionally slow, so I need people to help me process my emotions for the most part. I have trouble recognizing how I feel because also I'm like, nah, it's fine. I'm happy. Fact 9, wow, okay, the more I'm like talking about these facts, they're like kind of deep. But they're pretty much things that everybody around me knows, so I'm not like sharing top secret information. I don't think I'm that type of person. Fact number 9 is that I struggle with pride issues. Pride comes in many forms, okay? It's not just people that think they're all that. And that's not really mine per se, but I'm more of like, if I can do it, then you can do it. To me, I'm very like black and white. So if this is wrong, don't do it. Why would you do it? You know, and it relates to how I'm not a risk taker. If it's wrong, especially in college, that made me lack a lot of empathy. I think that is one huge form of pride. Pride is usually the root of all evil after money or whatever. But there are many times where I think that if I can do something, the person next to me should be able to do the same thing as me. So why should I show you any mercy? You know what I'm saying? And that really, I didn't even discover that. See, that has been my problem for years and I didn't know that, but that made me very judgmental in my heart and mind. I didn't know that that was the root of my problem until my 4th year of college, and I was like, oh. And then I'm still recognizing that in myself. I have grown to be very much more empathetic in my personal opinion, but that's really the help of my friends. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize. I love it. And then my last fact is I love structure and I love routine. All these things that I'm saying can really root back into me being a PK and me not being a risk taker. They kind of like, this produces all of these other facts. I love schedule. I love routine. I'm not that spontaneous. Like sometimes I will be, but it'll take a lot for me to really be spontaneous. So I love planners and I just like doing things by the book. I just do what I'm supposed to do and that's it. I try to chart my day out hour by hour. For the most part, I go with it. Okay, because I can't talk and do my liner and lashes or my lip, I'm gonna just do that all in one go really quickly and then I'll be right back. Here's my full face, my 2,000 subscriber celebration face. I don't know if there's a point in zooming you in. Wow, look at my skin, you guys. I feel like I put a little bit too much luminosity today, but some of the things I haven't used on camera, the Patrick Ta lip combo, frackin' love it. I love Patrick Ta. Oh, She's Different blush. It's a lot more punchier raspberry. I think it's really pretty. My Eyes to Mesmerize, Charlotte Tilbury, little Taupe action right there. And everything else I've used before, the Mycelium Super Shark, Raw Beauty Christie, but it's my face. No falsies today because I'm too lazy. That's another fact. I'm not a lazy person, but I'm like, Gucci Galpedio, you know, do I have to go that far? Must I really? I'm not that good at Crayon, but got a few little things in my vocabulary box. Anyways, yeah, that's me. In a nutshell, in 10 facts, you pretty much know everything important about me. I'm truly thankful and shocked that you'd want to know that much about me, even though many of you have not met me in real life. It's very cool and very interesting. And I'm very thankful. I hope I sound thankful because I most definitely am. But yeah, thank you so much for helping me get to 2,000 subscribers. What an exciting journey it is to be on the interweb. I'm gonna have a tiny audience. I love it. It's very fun. And who knows, this might be the last facts about me, but hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, be nice to your parents. I didn't even talk about my parents. Well, yes I did. I say I'm a PK. Love my parents. Be nice to your parents. Wear a mask. And tell me if you're surprised about these facts or not. Or don't tell me anything at all. It's up to you. Bye!